So I'm here at Lake Moraine in Alberta, Canada, near Lake Louise and Banff, and I want to test the low light photography in the mountains here. It is -6, I think, with wind chill down to about -15. We're going to see what the low light is like in the snow. Let's give it a go. So, the sun is most definitely up now. I'm using the front-facing camera on the 11 Pro, 11 Pro Max, 4K 24, and dynamic range-wise, it's pretty good. Night mode is fantastic. I'm going to post a couple of pictures here. The first one is going to be the iPhone XS, and the second one is going to be the iPhone 11 Pro, and you'll see there's a little bit of a difference. There are some drawbacks to night mode though. Once you put it on a tripod, it will allow you to record or to extend the exposure up to, I think, 28 seconds was the longest exposure I saw. It will determine the maximum. You can never go more than the iPhone says that it thinks is right for you, which is kind of frustrating. It's a limitation. And there's no night mode API as far as I can tell looking at the SDKs. Again, slightly frustrating. 28 seconds, I'll put that picture in as well. You can see it is fairly noisy, but it was dark. It was like trip over your feet dark. The night mode is really impressive. I'm really surprised. This wide angle selfie camera on the front facing is great as well. 4K 24 that's really nice. The iPhone XS had quite a crop. It did its weird like beauty mode and it cropped in for stabilization. But as you can see, I'm going to walk with this, see what the stabilization is actually like. This is me just walking with a slightly tired arm now. It's fairly stable. It's hard to complain about this year's camera improvements. It really is. So this is going to be 1x 4K 24 just to test the stabilization. Now, let me know in the comments what you think of the stabilization. I obviously can't tell right now, but I'm hoping it's impressive. So now on the wider lens, on the 0.5, let's test the stabilization here. I can't remember from the stats what they've said about stabilization for the wide lens. Let's test it, see how it goes. Now you may be able to hear I'm quite a heavy walker, especially on this snow where it's a little bit slippery. So if it is appalling video, it might be partly my fault. But if it's really good, then I did nothing to help it. Actually, one complaint I do have, other than not being able to manually determine the maximum exposure time, is you have no way to actually turn on night mode if it thinks it's too light. Now, there were some times around sunrise where it was pretty touch and go as to whether you needed night mode or not, and I would have loved the freedom to actually be able to turn it on when I deemed it appropriate, as opposed to when the phone thought it was great. This isn't a DSLR, it's not an expensive Canon, but it's just one of those things you don't have control over. It's a very Apple thing. Hey guys, well, I'm no longer in the mountains. I'm back in Beijing, and it's now been about 2 weeks that I've had the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and I gotta be honest, I absolutely love the camera. There is no way you could call this a year-on-year upgrade. It feels like we've had 3 or 4 years improvements in just one phone, which is fantastic. It's nice to see Apple actually taking strides rather than small increments that we've seen through the 10 and the XS. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link to some example images, both landscape, night mode, some of the awesome photos I managed to get up in Lake Louise, down in the description below this video. Take a look there. If you've liked this video, please consider subscribing. It is a new channel and I'm looking to grow it, so if you want to subscribe, that would be great. Like the video if you have, and any comments would be appreciated as well, because let's start a conversation. Let me know what you're enjoying about this new iPhone, whether you've found any problems, whether you think the night mode photos can sometimes be too noisy, or if you're having a good time with it all round. Anyway, I'll be back next week. Thank you so much for stopping by. This has been Apple Unwrapped. I've been Simon Knapp. Bye-bye.